across the stars, through your speakers, where black holes suck and we don't. It's the Intergalactic Insider, your wormhole to news so wild, it makes supernovas look like fireflies. Greetings, cosmic comedians and interstellar eavesdroppers. I'm Felix Andromeda, the only human brave enough to stick his nose into alien affairs without a containment suit. Broadcasting from Proxima Centauri b, where the air is thin and the jokes are thinner. Whoa, Professor Cosmos, are you all right?
Quite all right, Felix. Just tripped over tomorrow.
Folks, that's our resident time-traveling historian, proving once again that hindsight is not always 20/20ths. Speaking of sight, if you're tuning in from a dimension where eyes are optional, good news! Our new telepathic transmission is now available. Side effects may include uncontrollable mind reading and the sudden urge to overthrow your government. Now let's recap faster than a quantum kangaroo on caffeine. Remember last episode's Arcturian slug voters? They've not only formed a political party, but have also released their campaign slogan, "Make the galaxy gooey again." I'd shake their hands, but I'm afraid I'd lose an arm. Today's cosmic cocktail is stronger than a black hole martini, so brace your molecules. We're diving into Alien Biology 101, where we'll learn why some species consider growing an extra head as casual as humans getting a haircut. Then we're uncovering a heist so massive, it makes the theft of my wallet at the Andromeda Casino look like a rounding error in the universe's budget. But wait, there's more! We're investigating why some tech-savvy ETs are trying to hack Earth's sun. Apparently, they think it's a giant cosmic Bitcoin. Newsflash, it's not, and I've got the sunburn to prove it. And if that wasn't enough to make your brain do the intergalactic cha-cha, we'll be peeling back the quantum curtain on Kepler 22b. Spoiler alert. What happens there stays there, mainly because it defies the laws of physics to leave. Now, a word from our sponsors. Are your tentacles lacking luster? Try Cephalopod Chic, because even in the vacuum of space, you can still suck in style. Comet Channing, was that you or the weather report?
Sorry, Felix. Just previewing the methane storms on Uranus.
Well, folks, you heard it here first. It's going to be a gas. And remember, side effects of this podcast may include spontaneous levitation, the ability to taste colors, and an irresistible urge to colonize your neighbor's yard. If symptoms persist, please consult your nearest black hole. Alright, let's strap on our quantum suspenders and dive headfirst into the nebulous nonsense. Remember, in space, no one can hear you laugh, but they can definitely see you making that weird snorting face. Welcome back, time travelers and dimension hoppers. It's time for Alien Biology 101, where we'll stretch your minds like that ancient Earth delicacy, silly putty. Joining us are two of the galaxy's most eccentric xenobiologists, Dr. Blorp McSquish from the Gelatinous Nebula Institute of Squishy Sciences and Professor Retro Earthling from the Museum of Perplexing Human Artifacts. Greetings, you magnificent weirdos of weird science.
Salutations, Felix. My pseudopods are tingling with anticipation.
Thanks, Felix. I'm more excited than a human discovering fire. Or was it inventing the selfie stick? I always mix those up.
Let's plunge in like it's the Ice Bucket Challenge of 2014. Dr. McSquish, what's the most mind-melting alien ability you've glooped upon recently?
Well, Felix, we've discovered a species on Betelgeuse 5 that can manipulate probability fields. They essentially win every game of chance, making them the universe's ultimate Florida man.
Great gamma rays. That's more impressive than finding the end of a CVS receipt. Professor Earthling, how does this compare to Earth's bygone organisms?
It makes our psychics look like they're using a magic 8-ball, Felix. The closest comparison might be how humans used to manifest things by posting inspiration quotes on Insta hologram.
Fascinating. Now we've got a listener question from @Yolosaurus_Rex. How do these probability-bending beings reproduce? Dr. McSquish, care to illuminate us without making me need to clear my browser history?
Ho ho. Well, Felix, they actually exchange genetic material through quantum scratch-off tickets. It's like a cosmic lottery of love.
Ah, combining the thrill of procreation with the excitement of gambling, much like the ancient human practice of swiping right, or the even older tradition of speed dating, where humans tried to find mates faster than their avocado toast could go bad. Professor Earthling, how might this impact our understanding of reproduction across the universe?
It's revolutionary, Felix. We might need to rethink the birds and the bees talk. Now it's more like the quarks and the strings.
Hold on to your fidget spinners, folks. We've just received breaking news from the Galactic Science Council. It seems a new life form has been discovered living in the comments section of an ancient YouTube video. Professor Earthling, thoughts?
Great Haramba's ghost. This could revolutionize our understanding of digital ecosystems. We might need to study the evolution of first comments and the impact of, like if you're watching in 3023 what? We might also need to update our antivirus software.
Speaking of updates, Professor, let me interrupt you for a moment. This reminds me of a hilarious incident from Earth's ancient history, the Great CrowdStrike Catastrophe of 2024. For our younger listeners, gather round for a tale of prehistoric tech mayhem.
Oh, Felix, you're not going to regale us with another one of your back-in-my-day stories, are you?
You bet your last quantum bit I am. Picture this. It's the year 2024, ancient history by our standards, and humans were still in the digital dark ages. A company named CrowdStrike, which, by the way, had nothing to do with actual crows or strikes, released an update that was supposed to protect computers. Instead, it caused a global meltdown faster than a Neptunian ice cream cone on Mercury.
Fascinating. How did these primitive beings cope?
Well, my gelatinous friend, they did what humans do best. They made memes. The entire planet celebrated what they called International Blue Screen Day. Imagine a whole species finding joy in their own technological incompetence.
It's hard to believe we ever managed interstellar travel after that debacle.
Oh, it gets better. Some poor intern at Microsoft, that's an ancient tech company, not a microscopic soft drink, claimed they tripped on a couple of cables and might have caused the whole thing. Can you imagine a civilization where tripping on a cable could bring down global communications? It's like saying you sneezed and accidentally terraformed Mars.
And these were the beings who later invented faster-than-light travel? Incredible.
The cherry on top? Their entertainment complex in Las Vegas, a city famous for losing money and style, had a giant sphere that displayed the blue screen of death for all to see. It was like a monument to their own digital downfall.
Oh, Felix, sometimes I think you're making these stories up.
I wish I was, Professor, but let this be a lesson to all our listeners. Always check your quantum entanglement before pushing updates to the universe. Now, where were we? Ah, yes, Dr. McSquish, you were about to enlighten us about your recent paper about a species with meme-based DNA. Can you break that down for our listeners who haven't had their morning avocado latte?
Gladly. Imagine a being whose genetic code is composed entirely of what humans would call dank memes. They evolve by going viral.
So it's like the universe's most extreme version of felt cute, might delete later. Professor Earthling, how might this ability change the way we think about intergalactic culture?
It's mind-blowing, Felix. We might need to rethink our entire concept of cultural exchange. Imagine diplomacy conducted entirely in GIFs and reaction memes.
Now, let's hear from our field reporter, Zephyr Stardust, currently on Kepler 16b.
Felix, you won't believe this. I've just encountered a creature that communicates through interpretive dances. It's like, oh no, it's challenging me to a dance battle.
Zephyr? Zephyr? Well, folks, looks like our intrepid reporter is about to get served, potentially with a side of molecular disintegration. Dr. McSquish, any insights on this telegram?
Astounding. This could be an advanced form of mimetic communication, allowing the creature to transmit complex ideas through viral dance moves.
Professor Earthling, how might Earth scientists study such a being without accidentally starting an intergalactic dance craze?
With extreme caution and a lot of hand sanitizer, Felix, we'd need to develop new anthropological protocols and probably invest in some seriously stretchy hazmat suits. It's exciting, but potentially Gangnam-style dangerous territory.
Well, that wraps up our meme-tastic tour of Alien Biology 101. Thank you, Dr. McSquish and Professor Earthling, for yeeting us through the dabulous and lit. Up next, we'll be flossing our way into the biggest alien heist of all time. Stay tuned to find out who yoinked the universe's most valuable MacGuffin, and how they Naruto ran their way to infamy. Welcome back, cosmic connoisseurs of chaos. It's time for our second segment, the biggest alien heist of all time. And trust me, folks, when I say biggest, I mean it on a universal scale. Prepare to have your mind pickpocketed by a caper that makes Xander Zephyr's legendary Xanthium crystal heist look like shoplifting a candy bar. And if you missed our exclusive interview with the galaxy's most notorious space pirate in episode 20, you might want to give that a listen. Joining us today are two of the galaxy's most esteemed experts, former Intergalactic Security Chief Zorp X9 and renowned space journalist Luna Starlight. Welcome, you masters of security and scoop.
Greetings, Felix. My circuits are primed to discuss this unprecedented crime.
Thanks, Felix. I'm ready to shed light on this dark matter of a mystery.
Let's dive right in. Zorp X9. Can you explain to our listeners why this particular heist is being called the biggest in galactic history?
Certainly, Felix. Last galactic rotation, a group of unknown perpetrators managed to steal the Galactic Federation's most prized possession, the Infinitum Nexus. This isn't just any ordinary device. It's capable of manipulating the very fabric of space-time across the entire universe.
Great galaxies. So we're not just talking about stealing credits or precious metals here?
Not at all. The Infinitum Nexus is, quite literally, priceless. Its technology is so advanced that it could potentially rewrite the past, present, and future of every living being in existence. The implications are staggering.
If I may add, Felix, the Nexus was also the cornerstone of the Galactic Federation's power. Its mere existence maintained peace across millions of star systems. Without it, we're looking at potential all-out war on a scale never before seen.
So it's not just the biggest heist in terms of value, but also in terms of consequences.
Exactly. We're talking about the potential collapse of galactic civilization as we know it. Entire species could be wiped from existence if this technology falls into the wrong hands.
Now, we've got a listener question from @Quantum Quokka. How did the thieves even manage to bypass the Federation's security for such a valuable item? Zorp X9, care to illuminate us?
This is where the magnitude of the heist becomes clear, Felix. The Infinitum Nexus was protected by security measures that would make a black hole look like a sieve. We're talking about quantum-entangled force fields, time-dilated vaults, and guards with precognitive abilities. The fact that someone managed to bypass all of this is, well, it's terrifying.
Luna, how has the intergalactic community reacted to this monumental theft?
It's been absolute chaos, Felix. Entire galaxies are on the brink of war. The Andromeda galaxy has threatened to secede from the Federation. We've seen runs on banks across multiple dimensions as people fear for the stability of the universal economy. It's like the Great Martian Sneeze of Stardate 2759.4, but with potential consequences that could ripple through time itself.
Hold on to your gravity boots, folks. We've just received breaking news from the Galactic Federation HQ. It seems a ransom demand has been made for the return of the Infinitum Nexus. Zorp X9, what can you tell us?
This is unprecedented, Felix. The demands are, well, they're as vast as the heist itself. The thieves are asking for control over 5 uninhabited galaxies, immunity from all past and future crimes across all timelines, and the secret recipe of the universe's best milkshake? The sheer audacity is mind-boggling.
It sounds like these criminals have ambitions as big as their heist. Luna, any insights on who might be behind this?
That's the trillion-credit question, Felix. We're not just looking for ordinary criminals here. Whoever did this has resources and intelligence that rival entire civilizations. There's speculation about everything from rogue AI collectives to interdimensional beings. One thing's for sure. This is a game changer for crime on a cosmic scale.
Well, folks, I think it's clear why this is indeed the biggest heist of all time. The scale, the audacity, and the potential consequences are truly universal. We'll be following this story closely as it develops. Thank you, Zorp X9 and Luna Starlight, for shedding light on this cosmic caper. Stay tuned, dear listeners, for our next segment where we'll explore hacking the sun, Earth's stellar cybersecurity crisis. But first, a word from our sponsors.
Feeling insignificant after hearing about the biggest heist in the universe? Try Cosmic Confidence Boost, the only self-help hologram that uses quantum psychology to make you feel like the center of the universe. Because in an infinite multiverse, you are the center somewhere.
Welcome back, solar savants and fusion fanatics. It's time for our third segment, Hacking the Sun, Earth's stellar cybersecurity crisis. Prepare to have your minds illuminated, brighter than a quasar's morning breath. Joining us today are two of the galaxy's most radiant experts, Dr. Nova Solaris, Earth's leading solar cybersecurity specialist, and Zix, a reformed alien hacker turned security consultant. Welcome, you luminaries of light and logic.
Thanks, Felix. I'm positively beaming to be here.
Greetings, Earth beings and beyond. I'm so excited I might go supernova.
Let's start with the basics. Dr. Solaris, why in the name of Einstein's electrified hair would anyone want to hack Earth's sun?
Well, Felix, Earth's sun isn't just a cosmic nightlight for humans to stub their toes by. It's a natural fusion reactor, providing energy crucial for life on Earth. Some alien species believe that by controlling the sun, they could harness its energy for their own nefarious purposes. Or perhaps just to power the galaxy's largest lava lamp. You never know with aliens.
Fascinating. So it's less about turning off the lights and more about stealing the ultimate battery pack. Zix, from a hacker's perspective, how feasible is this? Is it as easy as guessing the sun's Wi-Fi password?
If only it were that simple, Felix. I tried Solar Flare 123 and password is Sunny. No luck. Jokes aside, the sun's magnetic field acts as a natural firewall, but with advanced quantum computing, it's theoretically possible to manipulate solar flares and coronal mass ejections. It's like trying to reprogram a cosmic microwave with a universe-sized potato.
Hold your horses, Zix. Before we dive into the how, I've got to ask, why Earth's sun? Of all the stars twinkling in the cosmic disco ball we call the universe, what makes our sun the hottest target? Is it just because we've got the best-looking planets?
Excellent question, Felix. While our sun isn't the biggest or brightest star out there, it's actually pretty average as far as stars go. It's got a few things going for it. First, it's stable and predictable, like a cosmic Swiss watch. Second, it's surrounded by a relatively advanced civilization that depends on it. That's us, in case anyone's wondering.
Plus, Earth is kind of the in place right now. You wouldn't believe the number of alien influencers trying to get the perfect selfie with your pyramids. Controlling Earth's sun is like having the ultimate dimmer switch for the galaxy's hottest nightclub.
So we're basically the galactic equivalent of a trendy solar-powered food truck? Fascinating. Now onto the million-credit question. What would be the immediate effects if someone successfully hacked the sun? Would we all suddenly get really bad sunburns?
Oh, Felix, if only a bad sunburn was all we had to worry about. We could see everything from global blackouts to climate chaos. Imagine every season happening simultaneously across the planet. Winter in the Sahara, summer at the poles. It would be like Earth's weather went to a cosmic rave and came back with a hangover.
Sounds like a weather forecaster's worst nightmare, or their most exciting day at work. Zix, as a former hacker, what motivations might drive someone to attempt this? Aside from really wanting to win the most ambitious hacker award at the Galactic Cybersecurity Conference.
It's all about power, Felix, both literal and figurative. Controlling the sun means controlling Earth's destiny. Some might do it for ransom, others for political leverage. And let's not forget the ultimate hacker bragging rights. Imagine the social media post. Just hacked a star, feeling cute, might delete the solar system later IDK.
Now let's take a moment to understand the historical context. Professor Cosmos, our resident time-traveling historian, has sent us a brief overview. Professor?
Thank you, Felix. The concept of solar manipulation isn't new. The ancient Syrians attempted it in 15,000 BC, nearly causing their own extinction. Their sun-hacking device? A really, really long stick. In Earth year 2089, the infamous sunburn incident caused global panic when a group of eco-terrorists threatened to increase solar radiation. Luckily, they only managed to give everyone a rather nasty tan and boost sunscreen sales to astronomical levels.
Thank you, Professor. Dr. Solaris, how has Earth's solar cybersecurity evolved since the sunburn incident? Please tell me we've moved beyond really big sun hats.
We've made significant strides, Felix. We now have a network of quantum-entangled satellites monitoring solar activity 24/7. We've also developed AI systems that can predict and counteract hacking attempts faster than you can say, "Ouch, my retinas." And yes, we still recommend sun hats. Can't be too careful.
Impressive. Zix, from your unique perspective, what vulnerabilities still exist in Earth's defenses? Are we talking Death Star exhaust port levels of oversight?
The biggest vulnerability, as always, is the human element. All it takes is one distracted technician or one well-placed mole to compromise the entire system. Plus, Earth's sun is, well, rather old technology by galactic standards. It's like trying to secure a sundial in the age of quantum chronometers. You Earthlings really need to upgrade your star.
Well, folks, I think it's clear that when it comes to solar cybersecurity, the stakes are higher than a Jovian giraffe on a zero-gravity trampoline. Thank you, Dr. Solaris and Zix, for enlightening us on this incandescent issue. Stay tuned, dear listeners, for our final segment, where we'll uncover what the hell just happened on Kepler-22b. Welcome back, cosmic detectives and interstellar sleuths. It's time for our final segment. What the hell just happened on Kepler-22b? Prepare to have your minds twisted like a quantum pretzel as we uncover the shocking aftermath of events that have rocked the universe. Joining us today are two of the galaxy's most perplexed experts, Dr. Zortax Brainbender, leading xenoanthropologist, and Commander Lyra Starquake of the Intergalactic Peace Corps. Welcome, you puzzled paragons of peculiarity.
Thank you, Felix. My synapses are firing with confusion.
Greetings, Felix. I haven't been this baffled since I tried to untangle quantum spaghetti.
Let's dive right into this cosmic conundrum. Dr. Brainbender, can you give us a brief overview of what Kepler-22b was like before whatever it is that happened?
Certainly, Felix. Kepler-22b was a peaceful, technologically advanced world. Imagine a planet-wide utopia where the biggest controversy was whether to pronounce GIF with a hard or soft G. That is, until last week when, well, we're still not entirely sure.
Fascinating. Commander Starquake, you were one of the first responders. What did you encounter when you arrived?
Pandemonium, Felix. Pure, unadulterated pandemonium. The planet's surface had been completely rearranged. Oceans where there were mountains, deserts where there were jungles. And the inhabitants, let's just say they were no longer debating pronunciation.
Now, we've got a listener question from a Cosmic Chaos enthusiast. Is there any precedent for this kind of planetary transformation? Dr. Brainbender, care to enlighten us?
Well, Felix, the closest historical parallel would be the Great Discombobulation of Xenon 7. But that was caused by a malfunctioning karaoke machine. This is something entirely new.
Commander Starquake, in your expert opinion, could this be the result of some sort of weapon or technology?
It's possible, Felix. But if it is, it's like nothing we've ever seen before. It's as if someone took the laws of physics, turned them into a smoothie, and served it with a twist of impossibility.
Hold on to your gravitational stabilizers, folks. We've just received a real-time update from our correspondent on Kepler-22b. It seems that a large portion of the planet's population has suddenly developed an inexplicable obsession with tap dancing. Dr. Brainbender, any thoughts?
Great quasars! This adds a whole new rhythm to our investigation. Could this be a side effect of whatever caused the initial transformation? Or perhaps, no, it couldn't be. Unless
Don't leave us hanging, Doctor. Unless what?
Unless we're dealing with an entity capable of manipulating reality itself. A cosmic choreographer, if you will.
Well, folks, in the interest of journalistic integrity, I've decided to conduct a live interview with one of the affected residents of Kepler 22b. Joining us now is Zlorp, a former quantum mathematician. Zlorp, can you hear me?
Hello, Felix. Happy to be here.
Thank you, Zlorp. Can you tell us what happened to you?
One moment I was solving equations, next I'm solving dance steps.
Fascinating. And how do you feel about this sudden change?
I feel fantastic. My feet hurt, but can't stop.
Well, there you have it, folks. Zlorp, thank you for tapping in. Commander Starquake, how is the Intergalactic Peace Corps handling this crisis?
We're doing our best, Felix, but it's challenging. Half our relief workers have joined the planet-wide dance number. We're considering recruiting professional dance instructors for our next mission.
Dr. Brainbender, given what we know, what theories are emerging about the cause of this event?
Well, Felix, we have several hypotheses. One suggests a tear in the fabric of reality. Another proposes that Kepler 22b accidentally activated some sort of ancient terraforming device. And then there's the cosmic prankster theory, which posits that an advanced being is simply having a laugh at our expense.
Fascinating. Commander Starquake, how are other planets in the galaxy reacting to this news?
There's a mix of fear and fascination, Felix. Some worlds are bolstering their defenses, while others are sending research teams. And I've heard that applications for dance lessons have skyrocketed across the galaxy.
Well, folks, it seems the mystery of Kepler 22b is far from solved. One thing's for certain, it's given new meaning to the phrase, dance like no one's watching, because everyone's too busy dancing themselves. Thank you, Dr. Brainbender and CMD Starquake, for shedding some light on this rhythmic riddle. Stay tuned, dear listeners, for our weather update with the incomparable Comet Channing. But first, a word from our sponsors.
Are you a time traveler stuck in an awkward temporal paradox? Did you accidentally become your own grandfather? Introducing Paradox Be Gone, the universe's first temporal anomaly correction spray. Simply spritz Paradox Be Gone on any temporal inconsistency and watch as causality reasserts itself. Great for erasing embarrassing alternate timelines, untangling family trees, and even removing those pesky bootstrap paradoxes. Yeah. But that's not all. Call in the next 5 minutes, relative to your personal timeline, and we'll throw in our patented Grandfather Paradox Patch Kit absolutely free. Yeah! Don't let the space-time continuum get you down. Get Paradox Be Gone today. Side effects may include temporal nausea, spontaneous existence failure, and an inexplicable craving for dinosaur eggs. Paradox Be Gone is not recommended for use by your past or future selves. Consult your local Time Lord before use.
And now, as we hurtle towards the black hole of our show's ending, it's time for our cosmic climate update with a supernova of meteorological mayhem, the quasar of questionable forecasts, the one, the only, Comet Channing. Comet, what's cooking in the cosmic kitchen?
Thanks, Felix. It's been wilder out there than a Vogon poetry slam. Let's start with the Andromeda Galaxy, where we're seeing some serious stellar sneezing. Stars are expelling mass faster than a Neptunian after an all-you-can-eat burrito night.
Stellar sneezing? Should we be stocking up on cosmic tissues?
Only if you want to wipe out a small solar system, Felix. Now let's check in with our intrepid field reporter, Zephyr Stardust. Zephyr, where in the name of Einstein's bad hair day are you now?
Comet, Felix. I'm currently floating through the Harmonious Nebula where sound waves have physical form. Every word I say turns into floating musical notes. It's like being trapped in a deranged Disney movie.
Zephyr, try to keep it together. What's the weather like?
Well, Felix, imagine if Mozart and Metallica had a baby, and that baby was a tornado. That's basical. Oh no, not the bass clef.
Looks like Zephyr's gone to conduct some hands-on research. He'll be fine, folks. He's got a real talent for surviving the impossible. Now let's move on to our space weather word of the fortnight. Today's word is quasi-queso-quantum quiche.
That's a mouthful. Is it as dangerously cheesy as it sounds?
Oh, it's worse, Felix. It's when a supermassive black hole gets so hot, it starts melting nearby stars like cosmic nachos, then quantum entangles them into a paradoxical pastry. It's a dish best served at absolute zero.
Now let's take a listener question. At Galactic Gourmet asks, is it true that it rains diamonds on Neptune?
Absolutely. Neptune's atmosphere is the universe's largest jewelry store. Unfortunately, you'd be crushed by the pressure before you could say, I do. It's the ultimate look but don't touch scenario, like my ex's personality.
Speaking of crushing pressure, let's check back in with Zephyr. Zephyr, have you composed yourself?
I'm here, Felix. Don't you fret. I've landed on a planet that I'll never forget. The gravity fluctuates with poetic meter. One moment I'm lighter, the next I'm 2 tons heavier.
Zephyr, be careful. Those gravitational poems can be real. Wait for it. Blank versatile.
Before we wrap up, let's hear our listener's space weather story. This one's from Zorblax on Kepler-22b.
Ah yes, the planet that's more rhythm than rock.
Dear Intergalactic Insider, yesterday it rained rhythm. My lawn grew maracas, my cat won't stop scat singing, and I just found out I'm pregnant with triplets who are already tap dancing in the womb. Send help! Or at least some noise-cancelling headphones.
Sounds like Kepler-22b is really putting the planet in planet rock. Now for our sponsor message.
Tired of unpredictable space weather? Try Nebula in ACAN. Spray a personal nebula around you for instant protection from cosmic rays, meteor showers, and existential crises. Side effects may include spontaneous stellar formation in your living room and the uncontrollable urge to speak in stardust puns.
And that's our forecast, folks. Remember, in space, no one can hear you steam, unless you're in the Whistling Kettle Nebula.
Thanks, Comet. And remember, listeners, whether you're facing a meteor shower or a black hole's event horizon, always bring a towel, and maybe a cosmic spatula for that quasar quaso. This is Felix Andromeda, signing off from the Intergalactic Insider. Until next time, keep your antennas up, your gravity boots on, and your sense of humor in a quantum superposition of hilarity.